Good evening, students. Just today's lesson will be about ATC clearance. Okay. Now you see just in Russian version of Aviation Rule 96 is the main document in Uzbekistan, but I can also show you just some United Kingdom documents. Okay. Let's
Okay.
begin. Let's begin. So just ATC controller just controls as aircraft traffic in his zone with the giving instructions. But there is a rules about instructions. When ATC just gives instructions, it should be read back all necessary instructions, which is this directly concerned with the safety, but information and information about position, information about traffic, information about weather, some of them there is not necessary to repeat. Okay, even in the takeoff clearance, for example, for Uzbek 411, yeah? Wind 230 degrees 5 knots, cleared for takeoff, runway 08 left. So when I read back, just requested cleared for takeoff, runway 08 left. So wind, there is not necessary to repeat wind direction speed. Okay, in the future, you will learn just what instructions shouldn't be repeated. In my opinion, learn by heart all instructions which one is required repetition, the repeated, just very difficult, very a little bit tough. It's easier to learn by heart which one is not necessary to repeat, like weather information, information about location, information about traffic. I mean, another traffic. Okay. What about ETC clearance? ETC clearance is a clearance for departing aircraft. Previously, before starting up engines, not more than 50 minutes, ETC clearance should be given to departing aircraft from delivery unit. Delivery is a controller, but which one not controls exactly the traffic, but gives information. Also can check the radio communication check and also time check, etc. But it's like an additional controller which helps to organizations. Okay, so delivery gives a ETC clearance, air traffic control clearance. It means for departing aircraft, uh, according with flight plan, how to perform his flight in the initial. So, okay, there's a requirement. It shouldn't be given before than 15 minutes, and it usually should be given before requesting startup engines. Okay, what in it in the ATC clearance? You can also see here just in Russian, but I want to jump to example. I think in the example it's more clear. Okay, in Russian version, in the English version, you can see Uzbek 411 Tashkent Livery, clear to Nuke 1 Alpha departure. Initially climb flight level 120 squawk 4401, slot time 0510. After airborne or when airborne, it's a synonymous. Contact approach 125.2. Some aerodromes, some air zones has instead of approaches departure and arrival controls. Which one responsible for departure? Some controls are responsible for arrivals. So this ATC clearance. Now just a little, we will come back how to ask ATC clearance from the pilot. For example, this call sign Uzbek 411. Yeah? Tashkent delivery Uzbek 411. Do you remember in the last lesson I said there should be greetings? Tashkent delivery Uzbek 411. Good evening. Destination Nukus, flight level 320. This is the form of request ATC clearance. Once again, Tashkent delivery, Uzbek 411. Good evening, Nukus flight level 320. It means destination Nukus and route flight level will be 320. After airborne, he should climb flight level 320 and proceed to destination. So upon receiving this information, this request, delivery controller should give this one. Uzbek 411, Tashkent delivery, clear to Nukus. It means clear to destination Nukus. Dodur 1 alpha departure. What does it mean Dodur 1 alpha departure? So there is a SID, standard instrument departure, name is Dodur 1 alpha. Do you know what's the SID? Standard instrument departure.
Yes, we know.
Yes, yeah, it's a route from aerodrome departure to join to route, okay, to airway. It depends of departure runway. So for runway 0 at left to going to who's just going to Nukus or somewhere to Rostov, maybe Moscow to London, they can use this departure. So each departure has this name, includes the point, one of the point, Dodur or Charlie Victor, and so Uniform Alpha, etc. Then index 1 Alpha, 1 Bravo, 1 Charlie, 2 Alpha, 2. So it's all this information included in area chart. Area chart is a little small map about area. This is derived and this is shown how to this SID should be performed. Okay, how this SID looks like. Okay, so Uzbek 411 Tashkent delivery. This control saying this. Clear to Nukus, it means destination. Dodur 1 alpha departure, so it means it's your SID is Dodur 1 alpha. And initially climb flight level 120. Why initially climb? So first cleared flight level is 120. It means 12,000 feet. Flight level 120 is in feet, it will be 12,000 feet. So what does it mean? But after the reaching flight level 120, is the area is clear, then other controller can give this further clearance. For example, approach, when it contact with the approach, he will clear further, reclear, so further climb, flight level 320, depending on situation, okay? So initial climb, flight level 120, it means after airborne, aircraft just can climb initially flight level 120 without any restrictions. But further climb should be just recleared again. He asked or just controls should coordinate with this further. It's a non-step climb without stopping in any level, just directly climb. Yeah. Okay. Do you understand? So initial climb flight level 120.
Yeah, we understand.
Okay. Next item is Squawk 4401. Squawk, it means there is a transponder on board. There is a 4 number should be set when this is performing any flight. This is usually uses for 4 numbers, but the result 7700 or the and 66 and the 7700 7600 and 7500 received for emergency situations. Okay, this 7700 it means technical failure or something happened. 7600 is communication failure. 7500 is hijacked. So Squawk number should be 4 number, should be set on transponder. Then each aircraft has its own number. It depends on any flight. It will be given this new number, etc. Okay. Usually this number not changed until destination, but sometimes in a long flight, kind of in European flights, the en route the Squawk number also could be changed. Maybe change it by just controllers. Okay, as controllers. So do you have any questions about Squawk 4401? So Squawk
There is no questions.
Transponders, okay, transponders, okay. Next one is slot time 0510. Slot time is for departure. You know, it means your slot time 0510. You should manage your takeoff until 0510. Usually slot time may be just given to 2 times, between 0500 until 0510. It's your time, your tune. You see, okay, your tune to take off. So this item sometimes may be omitted in Tashkent. Usually it's not given. Okay. Do you have question about slot time? No?
No questions.
Okay. Can you see Scandinavian Traveler? Can you see Scandinavian Traveler? Okay, just like I will show you. Okay. There's a definition about slot time also a little bit. A slot or slot time, to be precise, it's assigned due to restrictions in traffic flow at an airport or airspace, example, European airspace, being congested at time. So it's also calculated takeoff time, you know. We don't know exactly how long will take this taxiing until the runway. Maybe there will be some traffic or maybe some delay, or it just maybe for starting engines, maybe we will take more time than expected. Yeah? This was estimated time for takeoff. It's not exactly takeoff time. That's why they're giving slot, for example, in European -5 + 10. Is it clear to you? So slot time is estimated time for takeoff. It's slot time. Your time is aircraft time until the time this aircraft should be takeoff. It's just given for tune. This is his the slot is a time for takeoff. Given time for takeoff. Okay. What else? I will change the demonstration. So next one. Returning to ATC clearance. Next, after airborne contact approach 125.2, or just when airborne contact approach 125.2. So it's yeah option, no problem. Okay, one student who's joining us. Okay, it means when aircraft after takeoff immediately should contact to approach on the frequency 125.2 and report about airborne and request further clearance, etc. You know, just there's a rule when aircraft is performing takeoff, shouldn't contact with anyone and shouldn't be disturbed until climbing 200 meters according with Uzbekistan rules. So there is no communication from starting takeoff, starting rolling until climb height 200 meters above threshold. Okay. So after 200 meters, pilot can report about airborne and request further climb. But there is the exceptions for just general aircraft, general aviation. Maybe it is Antonov 2. If they're flying about 50 meters or 100 meters, they just contact because their route will be in low altitudes. They can contact and report about airborne and further climb, maybe just further destination, etc. But generally, usually, until 200 meters, there is no communication. So delivery gives us this frequency. It means after airborne, after passing 200 meters, aircraft should contact approach on frequency 125.2 for further clearance and for further climb, etc. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
I have no.
No questions, just let's repeat once again. So how to ask ATC clearance from delivery? Pilot in the first contact should okay, this is a delivery name. No? For example, Tashkent delivery, his call sign, Uzbek 411. Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, it depends on the daytime. Eh? This is time. So good evening, now this is we are talking evening, this is why I'm telling this with you. Tashkent delivery, Uzbek 411, good evening, destination Nukus, flight level 320 or flight level 300, etc. Or short way, Tashkent delivery, Uzbek 411, good evening, Nukus, flight level 320. So that means delivery will understand just pilot asking ATC clearance, no other, maybe not slot time, not weather, and not maybe radio communication check or time check or correct time, etc. Just it means shortly, according to the rules, so pilot requesting ATC clearance. You can just see just there is request ATC clearance. The phrases is omitted. There is not necessity to say Tashkent delivery Uzbek 411 request ATC clearance. So it's clear to delivery. Just tell the destination and your flight level. So delivery will understand this. The pilot requesting ATC clearance. Okay, do you have any questions? Let's change demonstration. How we okay. Okay. Clearance issue and readback requirements. So when clearance issued, it should be, she says, speech of the controller should be so slow, so pilot can make some notes, okay, to write down the clearance. Not just speaking just quickly, just the pilot controller should say, Uzbek 411, cleared your destination, course, Dodur 1 Alpha, departure, initial flight level 120, in squawk 4401. So make just opportunities for pilots write down the ATC clearance. Yeah, you can also see, controllers will pass a clearance slowly and clearly since the pilot needs to write it down. Wasteful repetition will thus be avoided. So it's a if speech, instruction speed will be so fast, if pilot cannot just copy the write down, he will ask again, or delivery, I couldn't write down, could you say again squawk number, say again SID, say again just the departure frequency, etc. In order to avoid some repetitions and wasting the time. So in the first prompt, in the first time, this should be given by slowly, giving opportunities to pilot to write down ATC clearance. Okay, whenever possible, the route clearance should be passed to an aircraft before startup, and aircraft full call sign will be used. Okay, we said just usually ATC clearance asked before startup engines, but in some aerodromes it also can be asked during taxiing. If long taxiing, I remember from Amritsar we fly just usually they give ATC clearance during taxi. So we just prepared paper for that, and we knew what ATC clearance would say, and just we copy it. So it's also possible, but control should avoid giving ATC clearance during complicated taxiing. Just if it's a traffic is piles will be maybe workload to piles very high. When the route clearance is passed, subsequent to local departure instructions, so aircraft already reborn tactical. Okay, sometimes ATC clearance may be changed, maybe due to some runway changing, so ATC clearance may be given some new one, or just other control will give the departure instructions to aircraft according to the changes. Okay, what else? Okay, restrictions that remain in place shall be reiterated to ensure that the immediate profile to flown by pilots is ambiguous. So avoid repetition, avoid repeating, avoid reiterating. Okay? General controls will avoid passing clearance to pilot engaged in complicated taxi maneuvers. It's also dangerous. For safety reasons, ATC clearance should be given when it's safe for do that. Okay, when maybe stride taxiing, there's no aircrafts. It's you should just see when pilot can copy ATC clearance if it's during taxiing. But generally, it's ATC clearance will be should be given before startup engines. Okay. So there is a difference between word takeoff and departure. Takeoff, it means aircraft immediate starting rolling and takeoff airborne. Okay. Departure means the aircraft ready for departure, ready for just flight. Takeoff in a takeoff on takeoff command should be given on runway just before takeoff. Departure may be just given during taxi. It means when pilots also can report just we are ready for departure, etc. Okay. So there is a little difference between takeoff and departure. Departure can be used anytime, but takeoff should be only used on the runway, just for takeoff. Okay. I think just for today this is enough. Do you have any questions about today's lesson? So I told you already just some instructions should be, most of instructions should be just read back, but some of them may be omitted, like weather information, position information, etc. Position, I mean, if you want just inform pilot about the traffic, we should Uzbek 411. There's opposite traffic at 12 o'clock, flight level 320, or just Uzbek 411. There's another aircraft, another traffic passing your way at flight level 240. It's just information. Pilot can say for that, just we have on TCAS, we are looking for this on TCAS and this cockpit, etc. Roger. So some information about wind direction, speed, and position, traffic positions and locations, or weather information can be omitted. But most of instructions should be repeated for safety reason. Okay, do you have any questions?
No.
Yeah, you can also see on the documents which items should be read back, which items may be omitted, etc. If there is no questions, we have about 6 minutes until the end of the free time of Zoom. But I think for today is enough. Just let me just stop our recording. Thank you for attention. Stop a second.